Logical Fallacies by Kevin Jones, Professor Dr. Diana Jingo, English 1301, Section WP2. The Bandwagon Appeal. If everyone else jumped off a cliff, would you jump too? My definition of the bandwagon appeal is that it tries to get others to believe what is said or buy what is being sold by saying that everyone else believes it or has it. This appeal tries to take advantage of a natural desire to be part of the crowd. Alternate names for the bandwagon appeal are appeal to the masses, appeal to democracy, appeal to the majority, appeal to popularity, authority of the many, ad populum, and my personal alternate name is the herd theory. So what? The bandwagon appeal fallacy is very difficult to avoid. In fact, while writing this explanation, I am being tempted to use it. It is illogical because it is an overboard attempt to appeal to someone by using the false notion that everyone else is doing it. Therefore, we must avoid using this fallacy in our own attempts to persuade. My first bandwagon example is everyone is getting the iPhone 11. Don't be last. This is obviously a false appeal. Nobody would believe that everyone in the whole world is getting an iPhone 11. However, it still could possibly persuade someone subconsciously as they see their friends getting the iPhone 11. After all, nobody wants to be last, right? My second bandwagon example is everyone is going to the lake for Labor Day weekend. Why not you? This appeal is a personal appeal and not something you would likely see on a billboard. And we tend to use this bandwagon appeal a lot when trying to convince someone we know to go with us somewhere that they may not want to go. Be there or be square. This is illogical because not everyone is going to go to the lake. The third bandwagon example is a Coca-Cola advertisement, the drink that everybody knows. It is impossible that everybody knows about Coca-Cola, but the appeal here is that you are in the know and that you should also be drinking it. After all, those who drink Coke can pause and go refreshed. The red herring. Any great movie in the old days has a red herring. Hitchcock was so good at that. Robert Nepper. My definition of the red herring fallacy is a tactic commonly used by politicians and teenagers to avoid dealing with the issue at hand. It is an attempt to distract from the question or situation by asking a question or making a statement that diverts the audience. Alternate names for the red herring fallacy are smokescreen, diversionary tactic, ploy, distraction, wild goose chase, gimmick, and my personal alternate name for it is political Q&A. So what? The red herring fallacy is a common way to attempt to not answer a question. In the moment of diversion, it is not easily sensed by those led astray that they followed the red herring off the end of the boat dock. Upon further analysis, it will be seen that the true issue was never dealt with and the diversion worked. This fallacy must be avoided in order to maintain integrity in our appeals. Red herring example number 1. You asked what I've done to counteract global warming. In my first 2 years in office, we've had lower than average temperatures. This is the classical politician attempt to not answer the question by throwing out a red herring answer. Red herring example number 2. The theist says there must be a God or something transcendent because there is a common transcultural core to all mystical experiences. The atheist says, well, I just think religious people are hypocrites and that religion does more harm than good. The fact that the atheist believes religious people are hypocrites is a deflection from the statement made by the theist. Whether or not there are hypocritical religious people has no bearing on whether there is a God or not. Red herring example 3. Bob says you really shouldn't charge them 30% on their loans. It's unethical. Mean Dan says, well, someone else would charge that rate if I didn't. The possibility that someone else would charge that rate, or even higher, has no bearing on whether it is ethical or not.